maintain the trees to some extent, so
yes.
presumably if the housing is built, at least it will be shaded.
Yes.
The new parts, you know, in one way, the area way down in, what do we call, southwest Champaign is cornfields.
Right.
It takes forever to get a tree like this, so I'm awful glad to see that.
But you know, the part of the continual criticism of my performance, privately and also as an elected official, has been that, you know, these things are not occurring within the time sequence that I'm saying that they could occur. And convincing people to move out of their properties, convincing people to support the whole urban renewal plan, you know, it's important that this city move on this and get this redeveloped.
Yeah, there really were two sides to the project, and we've done one but not the other.
We've done one but not the other. Yeah. So we're looking now at Bradley Park Apartments, the southern portion of it. These are 98 units of family housing constructed on roughly 4 acres of land. There are two uniqueness about this project. One is that we were able to get FHA to approve it due to the relationship of the project or the site to the IC railroad tracks, to Mount Olive Manors, and to Birch Village, which is a public housing project. FHA approved the project based solely upon the housing needs in Champaign and based solely upon the vacancy rate, and as that vacancy rate related to the people who would use this kind of housing.
Sure.
And there was no replacement housing for them. The concerned citizen interfaith churches joined together and built this complex.
Okay, so it belonged to then your private not-for-profit corporation, in effect, that you set up.
Yes, one of them.
Okay.
And we went together with 11 churches that became the Champaign-Urbana Interfaith Churches, who joined with the Concerned Citizens Committee to sponsor this. Yeah.
Now, but unfortunately, you lost control of the project fairly early on.
Yes, we went into default. We went into default for several reasons, and that is that
it was about 2 years into the project.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
The mortgage, the whole concept of the 236, 221D3 program, and the same thing happened to Mount Olive Church, is that the rent controls and the rent schedules would not justify the utility costs, the maintenance costs, and we had no ability to replace any of the issues, any of the items that were torn up. And we applied for tax exemption. We lost that.
Good.
And at the time that we were there, taxes were $35,000 a year annually.
Now, who tax? You mean city tax exemption?
These were county taxes. We applied to the county board for tax exemptions. They denied us the tax exemption. We appealed to Springfield, and we were denied there. And so with the tax burden,
you just didn't have enough money to handle the project.
No, the money was never there.
And yet you couldn't raise the rent because the way you got the funding in the first place required...
Because of the mortgage program.
Right.
So the rents never could be raised.
Neat.
Yes. We're here on the corner of 4th and Grove, and we're looking at the 2 remaining residential structures left in the Oak Ash area. I believe that these structures were closed out Friday of last week.
Oh.
And the lady has found the home that she lacks, and it's my understanding that she will purchase her replacement housing.
Great.
So very quickly, these 2 homes will be torn down. That will be the last remaining residential structures in the whole Oak Ash area.
And now right here on the other side, we have houses that are replacing the ones that were torn down.
Yes.
But this house, I take it here, this was always here.
This home was this was an original structure.
All right.
That was built somewhere in the 40s, but it underwent a rehab from the city's community development program. And the 2 homes east of that are replacement housing.
Now the next one is a brand new structure that was built on that lot, but you told me the third one...
And the third one was a structure that we took off of the Oak Ash area and moved it over.
So it was moved over there,
yes.
So it was rescued, one of the few that...
Moved over and rehabbed, and then sold.
Okay.
So not all of the structures out of the Oak Ash area could not be rehabitable or were destroyed.
Okay, now you lived about 2 blocks over there, and you went to school right down the street, and we're going to see the school where you went when you were a kid. Excellent, very good.
All right, we're standing out in front of the old Harriet J.L. Lockhead Elementary School, the school in which I went to school at as a kid. The fact the school hasn't been used as an elementary school by the district in over 30 years. So
when you left, they closed it down. Is there anything significant about the fact that you were the last class?
Well, I'm still waiting on that, but that could say something. It's presently being used by the Anna Tutt Honey Club, and it's a part of the Community Development Acquisition Program, and it is the hope of the city of Champaign that they can get the building demolished or provide some assistance to the Anna Tutts to rehab it. Yeah. but it is a sore site now.
And in fact, it's not supposed to be habitable, is that right?
No, it's not. Yeah. And I think you can see that it is a tremendous sore site to the whole portion, particularly this block here.
Yeah. Okay, we've gone another block east from the school where you went to school, and we are...
Yes, we're about six blocks from where I was born. We're now out in Douglas Center Park, which is the hub of activities on this side of town during the summertime. And as you can see, the kids are out playing basketball, softball, and dances and movies. Mm-hmm. And, this is where most of the things happen in Northeast Champaign during the summer.
And this relates again to the projects we were at?
Yes, the project is just west.
Okay.
A portion of it is northwest, but it's directly west of where we are now.
Okay, so it's not more than 3-4 blocks from, well, more like 6, I guess.
Well, it's about 6 blocks from where I was born, and it's only about 2.5 to 3 blocks from the eastern borderline of the old Oak Ash area.
Okay.
So it, you can see the relationship with the redevelopment of Oak Ash to Douglas Center Park and the surrounding areas in which
this will be right in the middle of it all.
Yes, this will be right in the middle of it all. Yeah. And I have the opinion that Douglas Center is probably the second most used park in Champaign-Urbana. Mm-hmm. And depending upon the activities that you're looking for, it could be the most used park. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you look out into it, it has probably the poorest apparatus for play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. And it could be because of the side of town it's located on.
Might be, you never know. Yeah.
So that water sled that went out in Centennial Park could have went here.
On the other hand, then you would have been paying $3 a night for it.
Hey, I was just about to remind myself of that. $3 a hit.
Yeah, well, maybe when the price comes down, we can get one over here. You never know.
Well, we're standing outside the city building, and this is where most of the things I do inside this building. Presently, I'm still chairman of the City of Champaign's Better Housing Committee. I'm serving as a representative to the Champaign Regional Plan Commission for the City of Champaign, representing the poor. And I'm in this building once or twice a day. You know, what do I do when I come in here? Basically, I'm just here. You know, I don't have an office here. I'm no longer a member of the City Council. But I've been coming in this building almost 25 years. Because most of the things that go on in Champaign takes place here in this building.
Now, when you first started coming to the building, you were being brought here by the policemen who were arresting you, as I recall.
I've been brought here to the building by the police on several occasions. But not when I'm not being brought here by the police. I've been coming here on my own, attending city council meetings.
Some people never learn,
So it's important. I think that in order to understand what the city is doing, why it's doing it, one has to come in here.
So you talk to the staff, the professionals who work in the different departments, and you know what they're working on, what their plans are. You have some chance to talk to them about that.
To give me some idea as to the kinds of items that will go before council and to try to determine how council would react to them.
Now, when you come in here on your daily routine, who else do you find here? Who else knows to come to City Hall and poke about?
You know, I think that's one of the most horrible things about city government. There are very few citizens who come inside of the building to try to get a better relationship between themselves and their local government. Most of the people who are here are professionals, attorneys, architects, engineers, guys who are working on other projects in which city government has a responsibility to. So the people that I'm looking at are primarily staff people. You know. In fact, I run across very few of the elected officials. They're here generally on Tuesdays.
Sure.
You know. So it has made some staff people suspicious of me. Why is he here? You know? And I have to remind them that this building belongs to the people of Champaign and not to them. You know? The offices up there and the furniture belongs to the people of Champaign.
You're sounding a teensy little bit like Ronald Reagan, who feels that the people in Washington have a similar attitude towards their offices.
Yeah. Like, this is my private space, and generally you don't have any right to be here. But I come, and I think I've gotten more of a habit of coming since being on the council. Mm-hmm. You know. And since leaving the council, I've realized the importance of me to continue to come. Now, you know, I'm just happen to be looking out for a group of people who are not here, and if their interests are going to be protected, someone has to be here. Mm-hmm. And so I'm here.